this is the part of the video that will start the tutorial section on how to check your breeding tools or your breeding fruit in this game. It's actually, I think it's something fruit. I can't remember what it's called. But what you'll do if you want to check to see if you have these items, because these items are what's going to allow you to retire your horses and breed with them essentially instantly. Keep in mind you can only breed during, I think, is it April in this game or February to April or something? They say the spring. I forget the months. I'll have to double check. But it's at least between February and April. So be very mindful of this game. In the upper left-hand corner where you see it says 9-year December on this little notepad. Be very mindful of those months in the game, because that's when you'll know it's time for breeding or not, if I could even say that correctly. So to check for your items, you're going to come to your menu. I believe you're going to come to your menu. I actually haven't done this in a while. You come to your menu and you go to supply. Duh. I was looking for it to say a different word, but I forgot it actually does say supply. It's just a little different for me compared to most games I play that are similar to this. And it's right here, the teaser fruit. So the second to last item from the bottom going up, you see the heart icon, you see the little gold symbol surrounding it, teaser fruit, you see I have 13. This is what you need to have in order to do breeding in this game. Now, keep in mind, you can buy these. You can buy these items, and that's all I've essentially been doing if I'm in a position to buy them. In fact, I'm going to probably buy a couple more. You need diamonds, and keep in mind, as long as you're logging into this game daily and weekly, you will earn diamonds as rewards, and eventually you'll have enough to buy these. That's literally all you do. So to actually get to breeding in this game, it's not difficult. You can do it for free. You don't have to spend a single real life dollar or penny. You can just log in and just, grind your rewards over a couple days or a couple weeks, and then you'll have enough to afford your teaser fruits. But of course, if you would like to use real money, you can, but I wouldn't advise against it. Oh, and I also forgot, the better you do in your races, which include races against players or the AI, you also can get diamond rewards for that as well, I believe. So again, make sure like you're logging in and playing the game. It gives you free teaser fruits, which you can use for breeding. I have 14. And I can use that amongst 14 new horses. I don't have to use it on the same pair. You only need two teaser fruits for a broodmare and a stud, so that they can be eligible to, essentially commit to breeding. That's all you need. So the 14 I have, I can literally use on, let's say if I wanted to do another 7, stallions and another 7 broodmares, I could do that as we speak. So you don't need like a bunch, you know what I mean? You can use half a dozen teaser fruits and you can get like hundreds of horses from them. If I come to breed, and here's our 6-star stud, King Deoro, which by far has been our best horse on this channel so far. I've mentioned him a lot. He won 2 grade 1s against live competition. I actually beat, all the players in the world at least twice, and some of the better ones, in 2 grade 1s, and we finished first in 5 grade 2s. So 7 graded stakes wins, which is the most I think I've accumulated with any horse in this game so far. And you see his stats, not bad. 88 speed, so he was fast. 75 stamina, not bad. So you can see why he was pretty competitive for me. And they won't show it like his actual total wins and losses thing. I think I had to screenshot that before I retired him. So here's the stallion screen, right? So if I were to go to, I can't even go to breed actually, but I can look at the broodmare here. And I love the way this looks, but look how many times, guys, look at the categories. You see this green bar across your screen here that says number, the little horse icon, rarity, type, breed, bred times, and the sex of the horse. Look at bred times. For a stud, you can breed him 1,000 times in this game. Okay, 1,000. You guys see the number 1000. I've only used him 3 times. I can use him another 997 times. Now, obviously, below that, you see the broodmare. They only have a 5-turn limit. But again, if let's say I have 14 teaser fruits now, if I were to use 7 of those on fillies to essentially, turn them into broodmares, which that will happen naturally just as they age and get older. But if I use those 7 for essentially 7 broodmares, do the quick math, let's just say it's 7 broodmares, they can breed 5 times each. 35 horses you could get just from those 7 broodmares, essentially. And again, King Deoro as a stud will still not even be close to, 10% truly of his breeding limit. So I guess depending on how you look at it, that could be an overpowered mechanic, or you could view it as a great opportunity to get a bunch of cool and unique horses in this game. Which, keep in mind, this game obviously recreates and features real life race horses that as we're witnessing them racing. Equinox, excuse me, is in this game. I guess depending on how you pronounce it, it's different in various parts of the world, regardless of what people are actually hearing. Yeah, like Sadashi, is in this game. Like, you know what I mean? So there's really, I keep saying it. I think this is such an underrated horse game that like people aren't taking advantage of from all the different stuff you can do, and it's relatively cost efficient. You just have to play consistently, but that's kind of how most games work. And to me, I like games that actually do reward you for playing over time as opposed to just giving you everything right away, right? It means as you get better and you learn things, you continue to unlock better stuff. So long story short, when it comes to breeding, you just need one stud if you want it, but of course you worry about inbreeding later down the line. Hence why you would be wise to still introduce new studs, obviously to your pool. But if, let's say, you just want to get 10 horses, 10 siblings from the same parents and only keep maybe a couple of them, which is essentially what I'm doing right now, which is why I'm not stressing breeding, because like I want to see what type of horses we can get from these two. I'll keep the best. And then when it's time for breeding, obviously we're not going to inbreed, so we'll just put them aside, or we'll just have them wait until we have a suitable companion for them, whatever the case is. There's no pressure with that. Now, here is Amora Jewel, our broodmare, 5 stars. I didn't max her out. I retired her really quickly, as you can see, at 3 years and 11 months because I was so excited to realize I could do breeding right away. So to be honest with you, no idea what her true potential could be. But the fact that she's already given birth to 2 6-star horses that are already showing good promise, not just because of the stallion, but also because I think she was bound to be a decent racehorse herself long term had I continued racing her. That's a good sign. So again, like if you get fortunate to, acquire really good horses through the auction or whatever the case is, it really can help you. And that's kind of RNG. Like there's no way to cheat the auction. Like every player that plays this game, unless they're hacking it, which I highly doubt that's happening, but every player that plays this game, when they go to the auction feature, which is here, and you click bid for a horse. Of course, I have no diamonds. I already did my free bid earlier. Everybody that comes in here, when you click that bid for 1 horse or 10 horse option, you are being tossed the same chances to either get a really good horse or a really bad horse as anybody else in the world playing this game. So to me, that's what makes it special. Like it's a level playing ground, so like people can't exploit it. You know what I mean? And like try to intentionally just get the best horses all the time. There are events that you can do, obviously, to acquire, as you can see, auction guarantee to get, some horses. That is part of, obviously, Champion Horse Racing actually giving people the opportunity to acquire real horses, which you can do so much fun experimental breeding with. But again, like if you want to do that, you can, you don't have to. You know what I mean? Like you just bid for horses. And for the most part, from my understanding, and especially watching other players play, or at least seeing some of their horses, like it's a lot of auction horses that are acquired, you know what I mean, as opposed to just doing the guarantees. Again, it's available, as you can see, and still getting a 6-star horse doesn't even guarantee your horse is going to be good all the time. You know what I mean? I've had 5-star and 6-star horses that didn't turn out to be as great as I thought they were going to be. Their rarity is just that, it's a rarity, which obviously means there's probably some good things about them, but it does not necessarily guarantee they're going to be a awesome racehorse for you where it matters. You know what I mean? So again, I still think that RNG is important to keeping the game relatively balanced, because I've noticed a common theme amongst most of the best players in this game. Like a lot of them have had success winning. I don't see just one player with a bunch of wins and then everybody else around him with like none. I'm seeing a lot of players I race against have, different ratios of high wins. It's not as if, again, one player has them all. I see several players that have had success. So that to me tells me that it is possible for a number of people to, have success in this game, as long as you are consistent in playing it and learning about it and committing to your breeding. I think that's all it is. And that's what these players are doing. I talk about it all the time. I play this game once every couple of weeks. I want to play it more, and I'm gonna try to make time for that. I play this game once a week, or once every 3 weeks, right? I'm not on it. There are people playing this game every day, like, or at least weekly, like how some of us play Gout Racer, right? People play this game the same way. I'm not doing that, so that's where the skill gap lies differently. But you'll start to see an improvement in my gameplay. I guarantee it once I start playing regularly. Now, these are the new horses I have, 21, that I have not moved to the racing stables yet because, yeah, I don't need to do that yet. So we have 5 fillies back here that we can use, 5 fresh fillies that aren't affiliated with any of the other fillies we're racing on track. And then you see we have 1 6-star horse, or actually 3 6-star, or 2, excuse me, if I could count, 2 6-star horses. Always Bloom. Unfortunately, you can't actually view the horses in their detail until you move them to the racing barn. So I don't want to do that with Always Bloom. He's a 6-star horse. Life's as short, so probably a shorter growth type. Probably peak at 3 or 4 years old. And the Ambitious Tiger. This is a horse I have a really good feeling about, bro. I virtually know nothing, but a longer growth type. So that means this horse will be developing. And to me, that means more chances to win. So yeah, like I said, you have options to use so many horses to create so many different lines and pedigrees. It's like playing the text-based version of Sim Horse Racing Online, or whatever that game is called, and then also actually being presented a game visually, graphically, with racing, which we need to get to right quick here.